He's been a widely successful, sometimes controversial, and extremely influential performer. A standout among the talented ranks of percussion, he has constantly forged onward with new study, new music, and new sound. Reinventing himself at every turn, he has become a musical and societal chameleon who defines both percussive musicianship and ongoing education. A man amongst the masses. He has performed in front of millions, educated hundreds around the country, yet through it all has remained instinctively attached to the drum set, the instrument from which he arose just over a decade ago. And though sometimes championed by society, he continues to remain a man of the people. A man who, despite his wide array of talents, will forever be centered on the art of expression. Tonight, we highlight this spectacular individual's past to see him again re-emerge, embarking on his new journey into the world of the professional music industry. This is the story of Jason Nathaniel Yates. Wild man, Jason Yates was born in Fairfax, Virginia in 1978. He began studying music after being pushed into the Thomas Edison High School music program for running the streets as a youngster.
When I first met Jason, I think he was 14 or 15 years old, and very raw, a lot of natural ability, but a lot of that had to be developed, and he really developed a good, strong rhythmic sense and some rudimental chops when I taught him at Crown. And then later when he came to JSU, we really got to work a lot on the musical stuff, and his mallet playing, his playing marimba and vibes and all that, and timpani, and really try to develop a great musician there.
In 1992, he met one of his earliest mentors, Ronald Wingo, and the two immediately had one thing in common: a passion for over-the-top music.
I took Jason under my wing because he was brand new to marching band and never done it before, and I had already done it 4 years. And I kind of saw him in me.
Jason's percussive education and personal influence has stretched across the states of Virginia, West Virginia, Pennsylvania, Ohio, North Carolina, Tennessee, Alabama, Georgia, and Wyoming.
I had the pleasure of working with Jason Yates at West Virginia University between 1998 and 2000. I served not only as his applied teacher during that time, but also directed a few of the ensembles that he participated in at the university. And the most, I think, distinguished memory I have of him is when he participated in the taiko ensemble that I was able to direct my second year there working on my degree. And in this, he really showed that he was a leader among the students in putting together extra rehearsals and also being, again, prepared with the literature when he came in. And it was a very pleasurable experience having him in the group.
He's marched with some prestigious groups and performed with some prestigious groups like Carolina Crown, the Bluecoats. I know at Jacksonville State University, who are, have national titles in percussion. So his involvement with those just, speaks for itself as well. I mean, you can't walk into a lot of those organizations and just not being able to play.
Just some of his many accomplishments include 3 Drum Corps International finalist placements, performing with the Carolina Crown Drum and Bugle Corps, instructor credits during the 2002 return of Spirit of JSU to DCI finalist rankings, and further recognition for teaching with the Winter Guard International 2004 Independent Open Class bronze medalist, Scenic City Velocity.
Jason, by the age of 15, was already playing professionally, playing with some bands in West Virginia. One band in particular started rising up, record contracts, people that he was talking with, and they were making demos, working on securing a music career, and that's a lot for a 15-year-old.
Having commissioned arrangements for percussion groups and businesses throughout the nation, Jason has consulted with many music ensembles, large and small. He has held the section leader position for the nationally acclaimed Marching Southerners drumline, as well as the center snare position for the Bluecoats Drum and Bugle Corps. He's attended the World Music Center within the West Virginia University, earned a bachelor's degree in music from Jacksonville State University, and holds a certificate in drum set performance from the Atlanta Institute of Music.
I first met Jason when he was taking a tour of the Atlanta Institute of Music, and he stopped in and I got to meet him. He wasn't even a student yet, but he sat down and began to show me some of his hand technique, and immediately I thought, well, this guy's not going to have any problem with the technique classes, the reading classes, the rudimental classes. his hands were just absolutely phenomenal.
Now a young adult and returning to the drum kit professionally, Jason has already recorded on 2 independent studio projects, continues to create original material, and is guest drumming for local Atlanta groups regularly. Full of attitude and drive, Jason has vast experience as a touring musician and has learned the distinct differences between life on the road and off. His sound and personal touch have become a direct reflection of his own life. Deep, cognitive, and deviant, but piercingly focused.
He has a great discipline and a great work ethic. He also has enough experience that if he had to go and find a new way to do something, it certainly wouldn't take him very long. He's got a vast knowledge of hands and feet and coordinations and rhythms and all the things that make a great drummer. But what makes a great drummer even better is when they can sit down and really deliver.
Having been trained in all areas of percussion, deep traces of musical history are also extremely evident within his drumming style. Complementing any musical situation, Jason has learned the ability to change auditory and visual performances instantly, incorporating the fusion of multiple techniques, creative ornaments, complex rhythms, colorful timbres, and punctuating textures. Jason's vast education and unquenchable thirst for all things percussive has given him the insight to continue evolving on popular trends. Now, as he begins the next chapter of his life and humbly travels into well-charted territory, see what makes him stand out among the rest.
The best thing about Jason's playing that kind of goes along with his personality is his curiosity. He's always wanting to know something that he can do better.
He's a great drum set player, and he's got a great knack of being able to take all the things he's learned as a percussionist and apply them to the drum set.
One of Jason's best attributes, I feel, is the fact that he has a real white-hot desire. I mean, he's just really on fire for percussion. He's on fire for playing, on fire for teaching, all aspects, and he's got a real quest for learning.
With Jason, it's just like the persistence of trying to continue with himself. All the knowledge with him, you see like West Virginia, Jacksonville State, AIM, he's trying to continue himself making better. So you have all that schooling, knowledge combined with his focused goal of continuing to get better. So you'd want to hire someone like that who's doesn't give up on what they see.
And looking toward the future, keep your eye out for the next Jason Nathaniel Yates.